What is going on? I know you're asking yourself, who is this guy? Is DevTips back again? What is going on? My name is Jay. I'm a full-time web designer and developer. I currently work for an NBA team, but I've been part of the DevTips community for years and years and years. I loved it so much that I created my own YouTube channel. There's a link in the description if you want to take a look at it. Let me know if you like it. It's a mix of everything, like WordPress, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It's everything mixed. MPJ and David gave me the opportunity to be a guest host and record a whole video tutorial for you. But we really want to know, what do you want to learn? What do you want from DevTips? Do you want more design? You want more code? You want design and code, design HTML, CSS, JavaScript? You want more back-end? You want more JavaScript frameworks? What do you want? Let's have a discussion. Comment below. I'm gonna reply every single comment, but you can actually join our Discord. We have a Discord server. We have a chat. Everyone is there. We can chat. Let's have a discussion about it. What do you want from DevTips? Maybe you want more the life of a developer mixed with tutorials. What do you think about that? Let's discuss it. Comment below. Go to the Discord. Let's have a discussion. And now, let's go to the tutorial. The other day, I was playing this mobile game called Among Us. Right now, it exploded. Everyone is playing it. It's about this crew of cute little astronauts with different colors, and they are imposters among the crew, trying to kill them without getting noticed. And that's about it. That's the game. So I saw one of these astronauts, and I'm like, how can I create this character with only HTML and CSS? And I did it. My name is Jay. Welcome to DevTips. Before we start coding, I'm using VS Code. That's my code editor. This is what you see right now. There is a link in the description of the video if you want to download that and use the same exact code editor that I'm using. So right now I just have my HTML, and you can see the body is empty. I just have title, all this very basic HTML code that we need. And we have here a photo of one of the characters. I'm just gonna double click, and then I'm gonna split the screen. I'm gonna close it here, put it a little bit small. That way we have it there for reference. And this is what I wanna do. This is what I wanna do in HTML and CSS. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a style.css file. So I'm gonna go here and click on new file, style.css, press enter. And then here in my HTML, I'm gonna add the CSS. So link, rel equals to style sheet, href is gonna be style.css. All right, I'm gonna save that. And now we are good to start coding, right? Let me close the CSS here. I wanna keep the little guy here. All right, cool. Let's start with the body. So what I want to do is this part right here, without the legs, without this little backpack, and without this kind of glass helmet thing that the character has. So only this body, all right? So let's go ahead and create like a wrapper for everything. I'm gonna call it imposter. Yep, my character is gonna be the bad guy, the imposter. And then the first thing is the body. So let's go ahead and do that. Body. So all I'm doing is creating a div with a class of whatever I want. And if you see me doing this and creating like whatever class, I'm pressing tab and it's creating the div for me. This is Emmet. Okay, I'm using Emmet. Another link in the description if you want to do this. So let's go ahead and remove that. All right, I think we can get started with the body only. And now we're gonna need to open the CSS. Let me save the HTML first. Let's go ahead. First thing, I'm gonna do something with the body of the actual browser of the viewport. So body, this is not the body of the character, don't get confused. I wanna center my character, so I'm gonna use Flexbox for that. So display flex. I'm gonna align items to the center. Justify content to the center. And the height of the viewport, 100%. So let's do that. 100 viewport height. And this is going to center left to right, top to bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna save that. And to make sure it works, I'm just gonna put like one letter here inside the body of the character, just an A. And here you go, we have an A is centered, okay? So it's working. Remember, the height is very important because if I comment this out, for example, save it, the height of the body right now is whatever space is taking that letter A. But here I'm just like telling, no, the body is gonna be 100% the viewport height. So let's save that, and we got it on the center with the power of Flexbox. Okay, so that's working, perfect. Our character is gonna be centered. Save. All right, so inside the body, we have this shadow. So all we can do is create like a shadow, a div with a class of shadow. And that's it for now. So let's code some CSS. So let's do imposter. Imposter. This is the whole wrapper. So inside imposter, we're gonna have the body, we're gonna have the legs, we're gonna have the backpack, this little thing. So the only thing I'm gonna do here is position relative, because we're gonna have some position absolute, a lot of position absolute inside here and inside other elements. So that's it for that. And now the body, so I'm gonna do imposter and the class of body. All right, so this one's gonna be position relative too. The width, let's do 300 pixels, and the height, I don't know, 400 maybe. Don't worry, we can modify this. Now, here's the cool thing. Border, radius. This is how we create all those shapes. All these weird shapes. We are going to do it with border radius, okay? So let's go ahead. Let's do, I don't know, I'm gonna use percentages, so 30%. Let's do 40%. And then these ones are gonna be flat here. Remember, we're starting from left corner, 35%. Then top right corner, 40%. It's gonna be kind of curved. And then flat here, so it can be 0 and 0. And now we're gonna do a border. It's gonna be that black border. 30 pixels needs to be kind of big, solid, and black. So we can do just black. Let's save that. And here we go. We have already some shape. All right. It's not, I don't like it a lot. I think we can maybe a little bit taller. Let's see. 420. A little bit. I think it looks good. We can keep modifying the percentage. Let's see, 45, because this is not, it looks kind of perfect. This is not perfect, right? Save. There you go. Now it's not perfect, it's a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks good. All right. Now I want to fill it with this red. So I'm gonna go back to the HTML, and inside the body, I think I'm gonna put a fill. Let's see, fill. Let's call it fill. And that's gonna be our red. So we're gonna have red and another red. So we have two reds. Let's go ahead and imposter fill, or you can call it red or whatever. Now this one's gonna be position absolute. We're gonna do width 100% because I wanted to take the whole thing from left to right, that color red, and the height, same thing. And let's put red for now. I'm gonna change that color, but I wanna make sure it works. There you go. So it's filling, but now we have all these weird, this thing happening here. All we have to do is put an overflow to the body and hide that. So overflow, hidden. And now whatever is getting out of this body here is gonna be hidden. Let's save it. That's it. All right, we are looking good. So I'm gonna change this red to this one. It's like a wine color. Let's go ahead and do that. I have the color somewhere here. Let me just copy and paste it. There we go. So it's like a wine color. So now we need to create another shape that is gonna be this red. And then this wine color is the shadow. But it's gonna be easier for you to create this round shape than this weird shadow shape, okay? So let's go ahead and create the shadow one, imposter.shadow. All right, let me scroll here a little bit. Position absolute. With 100%, yeah, we want to take all of it. The height is not, let's do 80-90% because it's not 100. I want it to be kind of here somewhere, so you can see it's not 100, and we need to leave a little bit of space there. The background, let's do the same thing. Let's just keep it red, make sure it works. And now we're gonna do the magic with the border radius. So border radius. So now I'm gonna show you a really cool tool that you can use to create all these weird shapes using border radius. Let me just drag the website here. Let me put it somewhere here. All right, so if you go to 9elements.github.io, you will see this. It says 8-point full control. And you can see you can drag and drop and play with your border radius, and you will see this percentages here, and you will see this /. This is something that a lot of people don't even know that exists. All right, so right now, if you click on here, you can see full control or simple version. So this is a simple version. Let's click on full control, and you can see if you move this one and you move this one, so the first percentage moving to the left for right, the left top corner moving left to right is the first percentage, and the same thing, but top to bottom, it will move this second percentage. So you can start creating weird kind of shapes. See? And you can see here how the percentages are changing. And if you like it, you just copy it and put it here. Let's save it. Let's see if that's doing something. And there you go. We have this same shape we created here, but it's kind of here. And that's how we're doing this whole thing. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to fix it. This is not the shape that I want. So the first thing in the corner, I want 0. I don't want to do anything. The second is going to be 10%. 25%. Let me see. 40%, and then we're gonna do the / then 20%. You're gonna see, I don't want you to worry about understanding all this, but if you use the tool, you are going to understand what is happening. It's just you have full control of 8 points of your border radius, okay? All right, let me save this and see how it looks. There you go. It's very easy when you use the tool to create your shape, just like I did. So what I did was I created this shape, which is very similar to this, and then I just copy and pasted all the percentages. You can do it manually. All you have to do is understanding what is happening, each percentage, where is each point, and that's it. It's not super difficult. All right, so I feel really good about that. I like it. So now let's go ahead and code this little glass bowl, or maybe it's a helmet. I'm gonna call it glass bowl. Okay, so imposter. Let's create the class glass hyphen bowl, and we need to go back to the HTML and do the same thing. So we're done with the actual body. We have the shadow and everything. Now we need to create that glass bowl. All right, and inside the glass we have reflections and stuff, right? So we're gonna have the main color, it's gonna be this one. The reflection one, this little light blue, and then we have a white. So I'm gonna do first reflection blue and reflection white. All right, let's get in. I'm gonna close this to have a little bit more space. All right, that looks better. So reflection blue and reflection white. So blue and white. I think that's all we need. So I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna go back to the CSS and start coding this. So let's go ahead, position absolute. Width, I don't know, let's say 100 pixels. Height, 130 pixels. This is not gonna work. Let's do 200 pixels width. The background, let's go with blue for now. I don't want to like complicate things. Actually, we need to change the red now that I'm thinking. Let me just copy and paste the hex code, making sure that it's the same exact red. All right, here we go. And our glass bowl is somewhere here. Don't worry, let's fix that. All right, so right, let's do 0. Top, let's do 0 for now. We're gonna fix it. And the border is gonna be same thing, 30 pixels. This is like this black border. Solid black, okay? There we go. So now we are starting to look, something. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it now. And now our magic border radius. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna copy and paste the percentages instead of just doing it manually. Save that. There you go. So you can see it's very similar. And we're gonna do the same thing, overflow hidden, because we're gonna have all this other circles, shapes inside this glass bowl. So let's save that. And now we're gonna keep creating. I'm gonna just copy this imposter glass bowl dot reflection blue. I'm gonna scroll this. All right, position absolute again. Right 0. width, like 90%. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of 90% that blue. Let's do height 70 pixels because this one is height 130. Actually, let's put 20 more pixels width. Let's save this. Yeah, that's better. A little bit more wider. Okay. Background. Let's do light blue. This is not the color. I'm gonna change it, but don't worry. And again, border radius. Let me copy and paste. Save this. And look at that. Looking very, very good. So let me just copy and paste the hex code for this color and for this blue, which is not blue, it's kind of like a dark green gray color. There we go. So now we have the same exact colors, but now the top needs to change and the right and all that. So let's change that. So top, let's do 90 pixels, and right needs to be negative because it's gonna go like out of the character. So let's do negative 20 pixels. Here we go. That's looking good. That's looking very good. I like it. And I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of a little bit like rotated. So let's go ahead and rotate a little bit the glass bowl. Transform. Rotate. 6 degrees, maybe. No, that's too much. 4. All right, I think that's good. Yeah. Yep, that's good. Negative 4 degrees. Perfect. It's just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. It's a little detail, you know. All right, and now the little white reflection here. So I'm gonna just copy and paste this one. Gonna change it to white instead of blue. And it's gonna be same thing, kind of the same thing. Position absolute. Actually, let's copy all this, paste it, and all we need to do is changing the width, height, and position and all that stuff. So it's gonna be top 10 pixels. The width, can we do like 50%? Let's see, I don't know. I don't know if 50 is gonna look good. The height, 40 pixels. So width, height, yeah, that's fine. And this is gonna be white. And the border radius, I'm just gonna copy and paste it again. It's a little bit different. So let's go ahead and copy and paste it. But you will notice that all of these shapes are kind of circles, and we're just kind of modifying that border radius, and that's it. That's all we are doing. Let's save it. There we go. But to the right, we need more. Yeah, 40 pixels instead. And the top, we need something for the top. 10. There we go. I think that looks, yeah, that looks good. I like it. So now this is taking some kind of form. We have the body with the shadows and all that. We have this kind of glass bowl helmet thing with all the reflections, and it's looking very nice. I like it. All right, so we are done with the glass bowl, and now we're gonna go back and do the legs. So let's go here, legs, and inside the legs we're gonna have the left and the right. So let's do leg right. or you can do right leg, whatever. And leg left. Here we go. So we have the legs, the right and the left. All right, I'm gonna save that and go back to CSS, imposter, legs, and we're gonna do first the leg left. All right, so with, let's see, 90 pixels, height, 100. I'll fix the height and width. Maybe it's not gonna look perfect, but we'll fix it. Background is gonna be red. This is gonna be the wine color. Where is it? Let's scroll up a little bit. Is this wine color? Yeah. Just paste it right there. All right, so we're gonna have some border to the left, bottom, and right, but I don't want to add border to the top, okay? Because we're gonna kind of connect it to the body. We don't need that border, so we're gonna do border right. Oops, not radius, right. Or actually, let's start by left. Yeah, 30 pixels. Same thing. It's gonna be black. I'm just gonna copy this and paste it 3 times, and we change it to right and bottom. All right, let me save that. There you go. So we actually have a leg. It's a leg. It's a perfect square. I think it needs to be a little bit kind of taller. Like the height needs to change just a little bit. So let's do 130. The width maybe 10%. 20 pixels. All right, let's do 110 pixels. Because remember, I'm gonna connect this, so we're gonna lose a little bit of the leg. But that looks good. So now border radius. Let's go ahead. That way we have that little curve right there. I'm gonna do the same thing. Just gonna copy and paste the percentages. Save that. And that was it. That was not bad. So as you can see, 0 top, 0 top right, 40% bottom right, 40% bottom left. That's simple. All right. Next, let me just copy and paste. This is going to be the next leg. So this one's going to be the right. Same thing. Let's just copy and paste the left here. I'm going to save it. All right. So what we're going to do here, because they're stacked, something we can do is use Flexbox. That way we can divide the legs and they're gonna be like in a row. So I'm gonna up here, legs, display flex. Oops, it's legs. Oh my God, can I write? There we go, display flex. Let's save it. There you go. So now we have a row instead of like stack. Let's use justify content and we're gonna do space between. So we want a space between. Let's save it. There you go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it a little bit like up, move them up. That way they connect to the body. So I'm gonna do transform. Translate Y. And let's do negative 40 pixels. No, that's too much. 30. That's perfect. Of course, it's 30 because that border is 30 pixels. Of course. The right leg is the height is a little bit less than the other one, and maybe the width too. So let's go ahead and change it to maybe the width 90% instead. Let me see. Oh, what? Wait, what's going on? Like this. Let's go back. All right, let me change it. I want the left to be here. Yep, there you go. That's what I want. There we go. Sorry about that. I didn't want the left to be the last. It doesn't make sense. Fine, we're good now. All right, so the right one, the width, yes, and the height, I don't know, 100. Not too much. 105. Yeah, I think that looks good. Yeah, I think we're fine. All right, legs are looking good, and now I need to create this little thing right here. How we can do that? Actually, it's not that complicated. So let's go ahead and do left. Let's just copy this, the left, right, and I'm gonna do before pseudo class, okay? And now here we're gonna do position absolute content. You need to add the content, but right now it's gonna be just empty. And let's do top 0, left, let's do 0 for now, with 100%, 100 pixels, height, not a lot, 30, oh yeah, it needs to be 30, because of the border is 30 pixels. So make sure that's 30 pixels. Background is gonna be black. And let's see what happens. All right, so it's going ahead and going this way. So we need to make sure that the leg right has position relative. Save that, there you go. So now we have that line. Of course, that's too long. So let's go ahead and the left, let's do negative 60 pixels or 50 pixels. There you go. So now we have kind of that thing. Of course, it's a square or it's a rectangle right now, but what are we gonna use? Border radius. Let's do it. So same thing. I'm just gonna do a very simple border radius. I'm gonna copy the percentage. Border radius. This is a simple, very, very simple one because it's 0, 0, 100%, and 0. Let's save it. There you go. So you can see a 0, 0, 100%. So it's like very curved, and then 0 back here. And that's what we have. And I think like that looks very good. Honestly, we can, I can keep tweaking it, making sure it looks perfect, but I think it looks good. All right. What do we have left? The little backpack thingy. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, and we have a little shadow here. We can create that too. So let's go ahead. Backpack. Let's create a CSS first. So imposter, it can be imposter backpack. All right, so let's go back here and we need to add the backpack. And it needs to be up here because remember, priority, if we add the backpack in the bottom, it's gonna be above all these elements. So I wanna do it here, right before the body, okay? So backpack. And the backpack has a shadow. So same thing, let's do shadow. All right. Whoa, so we have the backpack as you can see here, but it's not a backpack yet. Let's change the shape and all that. So same thing, position absolute again. The height, let's do, I don't know, like 300 pixels. The width, just like 100. Remember, we can change it back. Background red. Well, it's not that red, but we'll change it. Border, same thing. We can just copy it from somewhere here. Let's save that. Let's see how this looks. All right, we cannot see it, so let's go ahead and put a left, maybe negative 100 pixels. Yeah, I think that works. Oh, we have something, we have a problem now. So because we are using shadow here in HTML and we're using shadow here, we need to fix this CSS. This is something that a lot of people has problem with their coding. So you can see it's imposter shadow. So I'm telling every single class or every single element with the class of shadow will have this CSS, okay? So by adding here a body, now we are more specific, so let's save it. And now you can see it's only for the shadow inside the body, that element with the class of body. So make sure you're doing something like that, because if not, it's gonna cause a lot of trouble and headaches, okay? All right, backpack. I think it's looking good. It says size, maybe the width can be a little bit less. Let's save the height a little bit less too. Let's say 280 or something. All right, and left, okay. And now the top. How much for the top? It needs to be kind of down here. So I don't know, 200 pixels? No, that's too much. 180? I don't know. 100 and... So this line is kind of in with this line. Yeah, I think that's good. Yep, I think that's good. So now, again, border radius. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna copy the percentages. Awesome. I think it's too big, so maybe height 250. I'm sorry, the width. Or we can do instead this left. It needs to be, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think that looks good. All right, and now we need to do the same thing. We have this little wine color and the red. So let's go ahead and change this to the wine, our main color here. There we go. And now we need to add, actually, this needs to be actually the opposite of this one. So let's do red. Let's keep it red. Where's the red? Copy, paste it, and we create another one with this wine color. So the shadow is going to be the wine color. So let's go ahead, copy, paste backpack, shadow. Same thing, position absolute. Width 100%. I want to take the 100% of the whole backpack. The height is almost there, so maybe 70%. Maybe. We'll fix it now. Now background. This background is going to be red, right? Bottom is going to be 0. Here you go. All right, so looking good. Same thing, we need to add that overflow. overflow hidden, save. There we go. We need a little bit more height, so 90%. Oops, put 0. 90, maybe. We need to add that little curve. So let's go ahead, border radius. I'm just gonna copy this percentages and stuff. There we go. I think it can be a little bit more. So let's do 85%. Yeah, I think 85. 85 it is. Well, wait, what am I thinking? This red needs to be the wine, and then this needs to be red. I don't know what I was thinking, but don't worry, let's change it very, very quick. All right, and now we're talking. Looking good, looking good. Now the shadow, and we're done. I mean, after this, you can just go ahead and play with the border radius and making sure it is perfect, but I think it looks awesome. So let's go ahead and go to the HTML, and then right here, before backpack, I'm gonna add the floor shadow. Let's call it floor shadow. Let's save that. And now here we're gonna do imposter floor shadow. All right, same thing, position absolute. All right. Bottom, let's do 0 for now. We'll change it later. Left, 0 for now. Same thing, we'll change it. Width, I don't know, 400 pixels, something like that. The height is not a lot, maybe 100. And a background is gonna be like a dark gray. Let's use black for now. We'll change it. Let's save it. All right, so there you go. We have the shadow here. We just need to make sure it's more round, and it's dark gray, and it's centered. We need to make sure it's centered. So let's go ahead and change the color first so we can see it. There we go. Now is the color. Border radius, this one's simple because it's just a circle. So I'm gonna do 50% every single corner. Oops, border radius, sorry. There we go. All right, that's looking good. I think it needs to be more than 400, 450. There we go. And now we need to center this thing. So left 50%. Remember, if you do left 50%, that's not gonna center. So the trick is, let's add a transform, translate X, negative 50%. Now is centered. Bottom, is bottom 0 good? I think it's good. Let's do a little bit more. Yeah, more here, because you can see the space. It's not a lot of space, just a little bit. So maybe 10 pixels, it helps. Maybe a little bit more than 470. Yeah. I think that's perfect. All right. And we have the Among Us red imposter. Coded 100% HTML and CSS only. Looking good, border radius power. So make sure you go to the 9elements.github.io so you can learn about and you can play with the border radius. This is the best way to learn and to understand what the percentages are doing while you move them. You move one of these corners. And that's about it. So I hope you like this video. Remember, my name is Jay. This is Dev Tips.